Are you looking for the best 4K Ultra HD Home Security Camera 2024? In this video, we will look at some of the 10 best 4K Ultra HD Home Security Camera on the market. For more details and price, click product link. Please check the description box below. Before we get started with our video, number 1. Google Nest Cam Outdoor or Indoor Battery. Best for non-stop recording. This camera sends video to the cloud, and it can be set to record 24/7, or just motion-triggered events. Face detection can even identify people. The Google Nest Cam Outdoor or Indoor Battery is reliable for identifying types of motion: person, animal, or vehicle, and it accurately restricts alerts and monitoring using activity zones. When activity is detected, it records clips up to 5 minutes. If motion continues, it will create a new clip, without missing a beat. It includes free cloud storage, but it's limited to a 3-hour history. Adding a Nest Aware subscription starting at $8 per month increases the storage. And it includes familiar face alerts, which can identify specific people by name, as long as the camera gets a good look at them. The hook is that we recommend the Nest only when it's used with the weatherproof cord. When I went cordless with the Nest, the battery conked out after just 10 days of regular use and typical activity. That could be fine if you need to install it in a location only temporarily, but it isn't useful for everyday use in a permanent location. Nest's 24/7 recording also uses up a lot of energy, which is why we recommend using the camera with the power cord, rather than relying on the short-lived battery. Number 2. TP-Link Tapo C325WB. Best wired outdoor security camera. Provided you can run a power cable without too much trouble, a wired security camera can be a better choice than a battery-powered one for a back or side entrance. Some of our favorite Wi-Fi routers and mesh systems come from TP-Link, and its Tapo camera line is generally affordable and reliable, if a bit basic. The C325WB hits a new high with a large aperture, an image sensor that enables color nighttime footage without a spotlight, making it ideal for dark corridors and side passages. It does also have a motion-triggered spotlight. You can also filter for people, pets, or vehicles, and set up private zones in the Tapo app. This camera is weatherproof with an IP66 rating and can take up to 512 GB micro SD cards for local recordings. By default, the camera mostly records at 720p, so you must dig into the settings to push the resolution to 2K and turn on HDR. Or you can expect choppy, overexposed video. I also had to reduce the motion detection sensitivity to prevent false positives. And the onboard AI is flaky, frequently identifying my cat as a person. While the feed was mostly quick to load in the Tapo app, it was sometimes slow or failed to load on my Nest Hub. There's an Ethernet port here too, but sadly, no PoE power over Ethernet support. Cloud storage is an option with Tapo Care from $3.50 monthly for a single camera. Minor issues aside, this camera is excellent for the money, and it boasts excellent color night vision. Number 3. TP-Link Tapo Wire-Free Magnetic Security Camera. The best cordless Wi-Fi camera. This cord-free camera offers excellent battery life, the option to store recordings locally or in the cloud, and the best array of customizations for the money. The TP-Link Tapo Wire-Free Magnetic Security Camera is the least expensive camera on our list, and it offers the option of free local video storage via a micro SD card or a paid cloud subscription that can provide 30 days of storage for $3.50 a month or $35 a year for one camera. This camera can distinguish between motion, people, vehicles, and pets. To limit the volume of nuisance recordings, you can create activity zones that tell the camera what it should and shouldn't record. For example, you could have one zone triggered by vehicles and animals, and another zone that records only people. This TP-Link model also has notably strong battery life of up to 300 days, depending on use. It's an excellent choice if you need a battery-powered camera. But if you're able to use a power cord, the Google Nest has more features and is a better performer overall. Number 4. TP-Link Tapo Wire-Free MagCam Battery. Runner-up. Considering the much lower cost and the option to record locally on a micro SD card, the Tapo Wire-Free MagCam C425 comes surprisingly close to matching our top pick on features. It connects directly to Wi-Fi, has a 150-degree field of view, and can record video at up to 2K and 30 frames per second. But you must change the default settings in the app. Even at the highest quality setting, it doesn't match our top pick. and the lack of HDR is noticeable when the sun shines, as bright areas can become blown out. Higher quality footage impacts battery life, too. And my MagCam needs a charge every 3 months or so. You can also get this camera bundled with a solar panel for an extra $20. The magnetic base makes it easy to fit and remove to recharge. It has a built-in spotlight for color night vision, though it doesn't penetrate far into the gloom. And I got better results with the black and white night vision. The Tapo app is solid, with the ability to categorize motion, person, pet, vehicle, activity zones. You can filter by detection type and privacy zones. The two-way audio is passable, and there's a built-in alarm. Notifications came through swiftly, and the live feed usually loaded within 3 or 4 seconds, but occasionally took longer. A Tapo Care subscription starting from $3.50 per month or $35 per year. For one camera gets you cloud storage, 30-day video history, rich notifications with snapshots in them, and video filtering. It supports various smart home platforms, and the camera feed loaded quickly on my Nest Hub. The Tapo C420S $2.126 is a similar to camera kit with an indoor hub, which may be a more secure way of recording locally. You still need a micro SD card. Number 5. EufyCam 3 battery upgrade local pick. If you're willing to spend more, the EufyCam 3 8/10 Wired recommends is an impressive system that boasts on-device AI detection for people, pets, and vehicles, as well as face recognition. While it's not as accurate as Google Nest's familiar faces feature, it works on device and does a reasonably good job of identifying faces you've tagged. Video resolution goes up to 4K, and these cameras have built-in solar panels to keep their batteries topped up. There's also 16 GB of local storage, expandable up to 16 TB on the connected Home Base 3 hub. Footage is extremely detailed at the highest resolution, and the app is feature-packed, enabling you to set detection zones, tweak sensitivity, and have to weigh conversations. This system is more expensive than most home security cameras, and it might be overkill for some people. Just bear in mind that you do need a fast and reliable internet connection for the cameras if you want to record in 4K. I also found the nighttime performance disappointing, and the low frame rate can lead to blurring and choppiness. I wish Eufy would up the frame rate on its cameras. They are generally limited to 15 fps. You can have motion trigger the spotlight, but it's not very powerful, and the night vision is nowhere near as good as on the Tapo system above. The face recognition is the real attraction that you won't find elsewhere without cloud processing, and it does cut down on the need to review videos when you get an alert. If you do want cloud storage, it starts at $3 per month for a single camera. Number 6. Eufy SoloCam S340 battery best pan and tilt camera. This versatile outdoor security camera combines many of our favorite features into a single set and forget device. The main lens has a 135-degree field of view and records crisp, clear video at 2880 x 1620. It is paired with a telephoto lens that gives you 3x zoom in the center of the frame. It goes up to 8x hybrid zoom. This is also a pan and tilt camera, so you can pan through 360 degrees and tilt through 70 degrees. The battery is good for up to 3 months, but it also comes with a solar panel you can fit to the top of the camera or locate nearby. It even has 8 GB of storage built in for local recordings. Eufy's app and alerts are quite good, though I sometimes found it took a few seconds to load the live feed. There is onboard AI for human and vehicle detection, and this camera can track subjects and return to fixed preset positions. I found it worked fairly well, but it does identify my cat as a human quite often. The default video frame rate is 15, which can lead to blurring and choppiness, especially for fast-moving subjects. Configurable activity zones and detection sensitivity allow you to reduce false positives. It also has a spotlight and two-way audio, though the sound quality is not great. This camera can be hooked up to Eufy's Home Base 3, sold separately for up to 16 TB of storage, and you can get cloud storage starting from $3 per month for a single camera. Number 7. Ezviz H8 Pro best wired pan and tilt camera. You may need several security cameras to cover an area, but the Ezviz H8 Pro offers an alternative solution. It can pan 340 degrees horizontally and tilt 80 degrees vertically. The H8 Pro is an imposing, sphere-shaped camera that connects via Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and the versatile L-shaped bracket lets you attach it to an overhanging portion of the roof or to a wall. It can handle bad weather, but you must run a cable to a power outlet as it has no battery. Screw open the panel to reveal the micro SD card slot for cards up to 512 gigabytes in size. Sold separately, enabling you to keep recordings local. The Ezviz app is a little clunky, but loads the end-to-end encrypted feed quickly. The video resolution is 2K and captures plenty of detail. The on-device person detection is consistently accurate. There's two-way audio, though it can sound quite distorted. The black and white night vision is crisp, and it switches on to spotlights for color footage when it detects motion. Sadly, there's no HDR, so it struggles with mixed lighting. But at up to 30 frames per second, it captures moving subjects clearly. Cloud storage with Ezviz Cloud Play is optional, but pricey, starting at $4 monthly for a single camera and just 7 days of video. Annoyingly, you must set the camera position back on the view you want after panning around. But you can save several preset locations as shortcuts. It can also track moving subjects and will return to the last used preset when the subject moves out of frame. The H8 Pro is almost identical to the C8W Pro, $130, which it replaces here. If 1080p footage is enough for you. We also Number 8. Arlo Go to battery. Best LTE camera. If you need a security camera in an area with patchy or no Wi-Fi, go with the Arlo Go 2. It boasts 4G LTE support, and in the US, you can get service from T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, SoloCam, or a cellular. You can take it camping, use it with your RV, or install it in another remote spot you want to keep an eye on. Video quality is solid but limited to 1080p, to keep the data requirements under control. There's also two-way audio, a siren, a spotlight for color night vision, and optional local storage with a micro SD card sold separately. The camera is IP65 rated and completely wireless. With a hefty battery inside, mine is at 39% after 2 months. If you're worried about charging it, you can buy a solar panel $60 accessory. The Arlo Go 2 employs the same excellent app as our top pick, with smart alerts and rich notifications, so you can filter for people, animals, vehicles, and packages. Alerts are swift and accurate in my testing, but your mileage will vary based on local signal strength. You will need an Arlo Secure Plan $8 per month for one camera, $13 per month for unlimited, and a data plan on top, which can get expensive. Video recorded on the micro SD card cannot be accessed remotely. It's more of a backup that you can check later if required. One thing that elevates this camera over many other LTE cameras is that it supports Wi-Fi and automatically connects where it's available, which is ideal for RV owners. Number 9. Logitech Circle View. Best for Apple HomeKit. There are some big caveats to this Logitech security camera. First, it has a permanently attached 10-foot power cord that's not weatherproof, so you'll need to be careful when you route it to an indoor outlet. It also requires a HomeKit hub, such as HomePod Mini or Apple TV. And while you can record 10 days of video events to your iCloud account, it's only worthwhile if you cough up for an iCloud storage plan. There's also zero compatibility with Android, so it might be useless for anyone in the household without an Apple gadget. There are pros and cons to Apple's HomeKit Secure Video. If none of that phases you, then it's a solid outdoor camera for privacy-minded folks. It doesn't have a separate app of its own. Instead, you edit directly in Apple's Home app by scanning a QR code. It captures full HD video and boasts an extremely wide 180-degree field of view, though there's a bit of a fisheye effect here. The lack of HDR also means areas are sometimes too dark or blown out. There's motion detection, two-way audio, and decent night vision, and you can ask Siri to display the live feed, which loads quickly. The camera can differentiate between people, animals, or vehicles, and rich notifications let you play video clips right from your iPhone's lock screen. Number 10. Eufy Floodlight Cam E340. The best floodlight camera. This hardwired floodlight includes 2 cameras, and it has bright, dimmable lighting. It can store video internally for free, or to the cloud with a subscription. The Eufy Floodlight Camera E340 is the only floodlight camera we tested that has 2 cameras. One with a 2K telephoto lens, and one with a 3K wide-angle camera. It can survey a larger area because both cameras pan and tilt 360 degrees horizontally and 120 degrees vertically. I've had my share of issues with pan and tilt cameras, but the E340 moves fluidly and is able to follow motion well, capturing clear images day and night both with and without color, night vision. Video is stored internally on a removable micro SD card up to 128 gigabytes. To the Homebase S380 hub, sold separately or in the cloud. if you opt for a subscription that starts at $3 per month. Note that cloud recordings are downgraded to 1080p to K. If you are the type who doesn't want to rely on motion detection alone, and you prefer a camera that records everything 24/7, that's an option when using a micro SD card. Two integrated LED panels can be set to blast 2000 lumens of brightness when motion is detected. Or you can dim them or turn them on and off directly, using the Eufy app or using voice commands to a smart speaker.